Instagram deleted my account for no reason, but do I really care?
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.
Yes, you did hear that correctly. I am one of the many victims of Instagram deleting accounts for absolutely no reason. And yeah, here's the story. By sharing it, I really hope that I might be able to help some other people who, you know, might be going through the same thing. I mean, it's always good to know that you're not alone, but I mean, I did get my account back, so this is not one of those videos, but I do want to go through everything that happened and share it with you guys so you know, if this happens, don't do this, because I did make a couple of mistakes by following Instagram's rules. So yeah, let's get started with my Instagram deleted my account storytime tale of woe. So before we get started though, if you want to know how I mended and refashioned this adorable 80s playsuit, I shall put the link down below. And yeah, let's get into it. So I actually have had my account for over 7 years. I started it in 2014. I had literally no issues whatsoever. It was full of family-friendly upcycling DIYs and my thrifty copycat looks and, some pre-loved style inspiration. Really, literally nothing at all that broke their terms and conditions or policies. Nothing. So for over 7 years, perfect, not a problem at all. And again, that's an awful lot of content if you think about it. That is supposedly lost and deleted from the internet, but as we know, nothing's ever deleted from the internet. Luckily, I save absolutely everything on my computer, on external drives, on USB sticks. So I do have all of that 7 years of content. And if you are not saving your blog, as in backing it up, or your YouTube videos, or your social media content, I highly recommend doing so, because you never know. You technically do not own those servers and everything, and something like this could happen to you, and then it is a tragedy when all of that content for years is lost. So back it up, save it, do whatever you have to do, because again, it is technically your content, but if they want to get rid of it, they will. All right, so here's what happened. Again, after 7 years of zero problems, I recently started doing Reels. And the reason I started doing that was on a recommendation from Instagram itself, saying, hey, if you get more followers, get a bigger reach, get your message out to more people, start doing Reels. And so it was only about a month-ish that I was doing Reels. Now for a 30-second reel, it can take like 3 or 4 hours to do, especially if you're sharing, a tutorial or a bunch of different outfit changes, which is exactly what I was doing. I was sharing my makes and my tutorials in reel format. And I wasn't really gaining a lot of followers, but you know what? It was fun to make these. And then it was, again, more content that I could save to repurpose for YouTube Shorts, for example. Always be thinking about how you can repurpose your content as well. That's a really good tip. Now, I had no problems, again, until, and this timeline is very, very curious to me, I shared my makes for Pride, my rainbow refashions. And it was a couple days after that I went to post my next thrifty copycat reel, and my account, I hit post and a thing comes sliding across, says, your account has been disabled. What? And so I hit back, tried again, same thing happened again. Your account has been disabled. Okay. And again, I was like, that's very odd. And so I tried it one more time. Yes, your account has been disabled. And then the small prints, for violating the Instagram terms or whatever it says. And I just was very, very confused because, again, my content was very family friendly and there was literally nothing ever that went against Instagram's terms and conditions. I mean, I teach people how to upcycle and refashion, you know, what can be offensive about that? I really was confused. Now, when that happens, it does say, click here for more information. Now, I don't have any screenshots of this because Instagram does not allow you to take screenshots, which is actually a good thing. You know, you don't want people screenshotting your pictures, right? Okay, so I clicked for more and I had to put in my phone number to receive a code, which I did, and then I put the code in, and a message then popped up to say, wait for 24 hours. Now, being the, I guess, rule-following gal that I am, I decided to follow that rule and I waited for that 24 hours. And in the meantime, I was kind of panicking, you know, thinking, what is going on? But then because I knew that I didn't do anything wrong, I didn't post anything offensive, I didn't go against their rules whatsoever, I really wasn't that concerned about it. But I did, you know, go on YouTube and I found lots and lots and lots of other videos that were sharing people's experiences and how they got their account back. Not many were sharing that they didn't get their account back. But again, this is what my video is all about. And so after the 24 hours, I went to log in again. And basically it was just saying your account has been disabled. So fine. I then decided, okay, I'm going to reach out to a few of my buddies online who are, you know, social media managers, social media experts, marketing experts, and kind of see what they suggest. And they all basically said to me, you shouldn't have waited the 24 hours. And were explaining that sadly, Instagram pretty much completely runs on bots and algorithms and all of that kind of stuff. There's not a lot of human interaction and humans going on, and there's absolutely no humans working on a support desk there, which, I mean, you can kind of understand. You know, there's literally millions and millions and millions of posts every day, and I mean, you can't really have that kind of human interaction with everyone, but I do think that their policies as far as reporting are very, very unfair. And this is why. So basically, a couple of my buddies said to me, look, what you need to do is reach out to Facebook business through your business page, because that is where it is all connected. So my Refashionista Sherry Instagram was, of course, connected to my Confessions of a Refashionista Facebook page. Makes perfect sense, as I did cross-posting all the time. And so I did that. And I spent almost an hour chatting online with a very nice, real person, which was nice. I mean, unfortunately, it did take a while to make it understood that, you know, through all the screenshots I had saved, that, you know, my account, I couldn't get into it. Any sort of help wasn't allowing me to do that, either on the Instagram system, which no longer accepted by login whatsoever, and the same on the Facebook.
So I'm just going to interrupt myself here really quick and remind you to screenshot absolutely everything. And this is why. This is a copy of the transcript that Facebook support sent me after my chat. And as you can see, there's literally nothing. There's nothing there, no attachment. So yeah, that's their idea of, I guess, being helpful, sending a transcript that doesn't exist. Luckily, as I was doing the chat, I did think and I did screenshot everything.
Now, there's lots of videos out there on YouTube saying like, oh, here's the link, go to this help and type in this and blah. But you know what? That's great if Instagram still accepts your username and your login. But in my case, it didn't accept it anymore. It just kept saying user does not exist. And yeah, that really didn't help. So as I was chatting with this Facebook business help desk person, I was sharing all of these screenshots, and I freely admit, that I guess it was my mistake, which is so silly that I followed Instagram's rules of waiting the 24 hours and not going to follow these links, which, by the way, you can only find through Google searches and on YouTube. They don't readily offer them anywhere on Instagram at all, which is curious as well. Anyway, so I should have filled out that form when my account was within that 24-hour period before being deleted, as they keep telling me it's deleted, even though when you search on Google Refashionista Sherry, the first thing that comes up is my website, of course. And then the very second thing that comes up is Refashionista Sherry Instagram has my post count there, but when you click on it, it says this user does not exist. So, but again, nothing is ever deleted on the internet. Plus, pretty much every single thing that I ever shared on Instagram from the very beginning, I had my Facebook page connected to it, and everything is still there on the Facebook page. There's even, the kind of photo album there that says post from Instagram or whatever it's called, and it's still all there. So clearly nothing has been deleted permanently, because again, it just doesn't happen online. So as I'm talking through with the Facebook help person, basically the information that I got from her was that while Facebook does own Instagram, their actual connection is very, very limited. And so while she could technically see all of my posts were still there, and she did do a scroll through and saw absolutely nothing that went against the terms and conditions or, was breaking Instagram policies, what she basically told me is Instagram's reporting system is to blame, which I already figured. This is what it was. Now, with their reporting system, as you know, if you're scrolling, you can click the 3 little dots at the top of a post and you can report something. Now, they have like 2 options for reporting, and it's either copyright infringement, which if you do get a copyright strike, you do receive an email and a message telling you this person is saying you're using their copyrighted content, and you have every opportunity to fight it, to appeal it, and you're given all the links needed to do that. However, if someone reports your content as offensive, which, offensive to me is absolutely not going to be offensive to somebody else. That's just how life is, right? Which is sad, but it's true. So my content was apparently reported less than 20 times for being offensive. Now, can you guess which content that people reported on my incredibly family-friendly upcycling tutorial pre-love fashion page? What was so offensive for less than 20 people to report it and have my account disabled and deleted? It was, of course, my pride makes. So let's have a look and see what possibly was offensive about this. Nothing offensive whatsoever. But that's what did it. That's what it was. And one of the reasons that I am led to believe this is not only because I was basically told this, that it was clearly one of my recent posts, and that was my recent post. And also, after I posted that, I actually received over 50, I would say, really offensive, trolling, derogatory, disgusting DMs, messages, emails from people like total strangers, again, online. This is not people that follow me. This is just 100% strangers that saw my reel in the reel feed, because that gets fed to everyone. This is why Instagram so pushes, hey, make reels, it'll increase your reach, because they feed it to everyone, followers or not. And again, that's all it took was less than 20 people reporting my rainbow refashions as offensive. That's it. And I had literally no recourse. I could do nothing to get my account back. And I did try, I did try all of those online forums, which, as I explained, my username no longer exists. I cannot report on those forums to appeal because I don't exist anymore, according to Instagram, even though, again, Google Refashionista Sherry Instagram, there it is. It's all right there. Anywho, I also tried writing more than a few times to the email address that some of my fellow vloggers and YouTubers recommended. And again, got no response, nothing back from that. Apparently there is a phone number that you can call and leave a message, but I'm not going to call long distance. And I mean, come on, it's really not that important to me. The whole Instagram thing. And again, I had 2,600-ish followers that, fluctuated quite a bit. But as I said, it was one of the ways that I could spread my family-friendly, eco-fashion, sustainable lifestyle message. And it was taken away from me because some trolls got offended about my celebration of Pride, sharing my rainbow refashions. And again, it's very disappointing how easily strangers online can do this, and how frustrating it is that Instagram truly does not give creators any form of appeal or any way to contact them and say, hey, what's going on here? Because again, there was nothing on my Instagram that violated their terms or went against their policies whatsoever. No copyright strikes, no nothing since 2014. And this, you would think in any other business, that would kind of be a no-go. You'd have to have an actual human just do a quick scroll and see, no, there's nothing there. But again, as the Facebook person explained to me, Instagram kind of works on all automation over there. And that's kind of sad too, is if Facebook owns Instagram, how the hell are they not connected more, So my question to you guys is, do you think I should start up a new Instagram? Were you following me on Instagram? Was it something, that you enjoyed? Did it brighten your day? Did it inspire you to sort through your clothes more? Are there any other social medias that I maybe don't know about that you think I should join? I will not be going on the TikTok train, so please don't suggest that. But as it is, I have my website, I have my blog, I have my podcast, I have my YouTube channel, I have Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, a Facebook page, and a Facebook group. I mean, you can kind of find me everywhere, even on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. So I don't think it's super important to have an Instagram account, as I said, especially because, come on, after 7 years, it's not like I had hundreds of thousands of followers, 2,600 fluctuating. I mean, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It's just, for me, frustrating and sad how easily, as I keep saying, strangers and trolls online can have perfectly innocent, family-friendly accounts deleted. And there are truly vile accounts on Instagram, and very, very harmful accounts on Instagram, and accounts that are promoting, abuse and other horrors of the world. And that's okay for some reason, but I can't share my little tutorials about how to reuse your little lace bits, and hey, how to upcycle jars and reuse your jars into storage. Okay, well, I see the sun is kind of going weird and putting this kind of creepy light under my face now. So please do let me know down below if you think I should start a new Instagram account. If you've had a similar experience as well, I would love to hear about it. And yeah, as I always say, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag.